The King is due to meet the devolved leaders of the United Kingdom and the Prime Minister in Windsor. And this is a symbol, it should be a symbol of unity, an opportunity to get together, bring the heads of the nations together for a private dinner and, for some, an overnight stay. It was an opportunity for the King to play his oft-suggested role as a unifier, hosting leaders from across the UK to discuss matters informally in an historic setting. However, Michelle O'Neill's decision to attend the dinner but decline the overnight invitation has predictably triggered a political debate. O'Neill's move must be understood in the broader context of Sinn Féin's evolving but still complex relationship with the British monarchy and the institutions of the UK. She has attended significant royal events, including the funeral of the late Queen and the coronation of King Charles III, demonstrating a pragmatic willingness to engage, yet staying overnight at Windsor Castle seems to have been one step too far, an historic first for a Sinn Féin leader that could not be countenanced, a potent symbolic message both within Northern Ireland and across the wider UK. Unionist figures have criticised her decision, arguing that she cannot claim to be the First Minister for all while rejecting an overture of unity from the King, and their frustration is understandable. For many Unionists, gestures of engagement with the monarchy are seen as acts of good faith, signals that Sinn Féin recognises the legitimacy of Northern Ireland's constitutional status within the UK. Conversely, for Sinn Féin's Republican base, too much coziness with the monarchy is still politically sensitive. The peace process has changed many things, but it's not erased deeply ingrained political identity. And the framing of the Windsor meeting as a moment of national unity is precisely what would have made an overnight stay so difficult for O'Neill. The optics of remaining at Windsor could have been portrayed as a tacit endorsement of a unified British identity, something fundamentally at odds with Sinn Féin's core mission of Irish reunification. And given the party's growing political strength in Northern Ireland and its aspirations for future leadership in the Republic of Ireland, O'Neill must balance pragmatic diplomacy with ensuring that her actions don't alienate core supporters. Sinn Féin's approach to engaging with the British state is a delicate art. It must acknowledge the realities of governance in Northern Ireland while maintaining its republican credentials. Martin McGuinness's historic handshake with the Queen in 2012 was a watershed moment, but it was also carefully managed. O'Neill's engagement with the monarchy has been similarly calibrated. And attending the dinner signals respect for political institutions and the need for cooperation, while declining the overnight stay preserves a degree of distance, ensuring she is not seen as conceding too much. For King Charles, the invitation itself was a notable step, following in his mother's tradition of quiet bridge building. His willingness to host a Sinn Féin leader overnight, a scenario unimaginable a generation ago, reflects the transformation of UK-Irish relations and the ongoing evolution of Northern Ireland's political landscape. The King's history with Northern Ireland is politically fraught and personally fraught. The IRA's assassination of Lord Mountbatten remains a painful personal memory. And that he has actively pursued engagement with Irish Republican leaders despite this underscores his belief in reconciliation, and that's a good thing. Ultimately, this episode is less about the personal decision of Michelle O'Neill and more about the broader question of how Sinn Féin navigates its role as the dominant force in Northern Ireland while maintaining its Irish nationalist identity. Her choice was neither an outright rejection of engagement nor an embrace of British state symbolism. Instead, it was a carefully measured response designed to allow continued cooperation while avoiding political landmines. And this balancing act is likely to become even more pronounced in the coming years, particularly if Sinn Féin gains power in both Northern Ireland and in the Republic. The party will have to negotiate an increasingly complex political terrain, managing relationships with the UK government, the monarchy, and international partners while keeping its ultimate goal of Irish unity alive. In the immediate term, O'Neill's decision to decline the overnight stay may be used as a political football by Unionists, who view it as evidence of Sinn Féin's unwillingness to truly embrace power sharing. But in the grander scheme of things, her attendance at Windsor at all remains a significant moment and a milestone. The arc of history bends slowly, and Sinn Féin's engagement with the British state is evolving, but its own carefully controlled pace. It's a positive.